Good day. It's the 10th of June, 2021. Again, humid like usually in Virginia, but a nice day nonetheless. What I'm going to talk about today is you're going to get the job sooner or later, a federal job, a state and local job. Whatever job you get, there's one thing that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go to an academy. Now, if you're coming on the federal government from state and local, everyone goes to the academy. And if you're coming on, of course, state and local with no prior experience, you go to an academy. And if you go from one state and local to another state and local, you may or may not have to go to an academy based on where you went previously. So what I'm going to do on this video, and I'm going to try to keep it short, and I may have to divide it into several sections, seeing how long it takes. But first thing I'm going to do is speak very briefly about the state and local academies, what to expect. Because there's basically three types of state and local academies that you could go to, depending on the agency that you join. And then I'm going to compare them to the federal academies. And there are federal police academies that train the 0083 series, which is the police, the Capitol Police, the Supreme Court Police, the Park Police, the, you name it, police. Even the Secret Service Uniform Division. Okay, they have police training at Glencoe, Georgia. And then there's different types of criminal investigator training. And there's like three different types of that you can go to. One is the common package, where you go through, learn common skills, then you go to a specific agency. Others, you go right to your agency. And some are high stress, some are lower stress. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to cover a lot of ground. And the only way I can really do this is using a slide, because otherwise I go off on tangents and I never shut up. So I want to kind of get to the point, but I do want to make the point. So what I'm going to do is present a slide presentation as I speak, and try to give you a visual aid to explain to you that, first of all, the differences between the various state and local academies, and then how these compare and contrast to the federal academies. Okay, well, when you look at the different types of academies, we'll start with the state and local, because again, a lot of you are coming from state and locals, or you may be going to a state and local agency. And I would say there's three types of state and local academy. The most common is the regional academy, and this is what I went to as a sheriff's deputy. And at the regional academy, you live at home, you train Monday through Friday. The trainees come from a variety of agencies in a geographic area. So in this area, for instance, you have the Rappahannock Regional Criminal Justice Academy. And they have an academy staff. It's funded by the various police departments and sheriff's departments. And they send their recruits there, and they give you a basic uniform to wear. And the training is strict, okay, but it's your general police type training. Academics, law and report writing, those are the most difficult for many. And the report writing is literally report writing. It's how to write a report, because again, you have people with all different academic backgrounds, so they have to teach them, some of them, how to write a sentence. Sounds funny, but it's true. How to write, how to distinguish fact from opinion. Okay, those things they have to do, because a lot of them don't have really strong academic backgrounds. A lot of them need help with also memorizing the various legal statutes. It's, of course, PT, firearms, defensive tactics, driving, and other topics needed by police officers. Now, what is this training like? It's strict, but it is not designed to run you off, no matter what it seems like. The people who run these academies get paid. The academy gets tuition from the department. So if they run too many people off, they're going to have police chiefs and sheriffs complaining. And then the cadre, or the director of the regional academy, will be canned, so they know that. So, while it's strict, is it possible to fail PT? I guess if you refuse to do it. But each agency has its own PT test coming in. It's possible to fail firearms. You could fail the exams, but they will stand, in my experience, when I went in 1985, there were guys who had problems with it. They stood right by them on the test and almost like whispered the answer to them so that they wouldn't fail it. So you kind of get the picture. And then when you graduate, you get state certification, which means you can go anywhere in the state. And you can pay your own way, which means you get state certification. Then you can join agencies, let's say in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Now, in some large cities, I know, for instance, in Chicago, the only way to become a Chicago police officer is to go to the Chicago Police Academy. This is a little different now. This is a completely self-contained academy. They run it, they hire you, and they do all your training. And so it's going to be more strict than the regional academy. They're going to be harder on you. They're going to run more people off than they will in the regional academy. But again, I think, again, you're living at home Monday through Friday. You're not living on campus. You don't even eat lunch there. They give you an hour to go get lunch. So you can either bring your lunch or don't eat lunch or go to the Popeyes chicken or whatever you want to go to. But, but you go home every day and you're home on the weekends pretty much. The training standards are a little bit longer than they are for regional police academies. Now, the least user-friendly state academy is the State Police or Highway Patrol Academy. And in every state that I know of, the only way to become a highway patrol or state police officer is to go through their academy. If you have credentials from the Chicago Police Academy or from a regional training academy, it's no good. You got to go to their academy. And you can see right here, this gives you a very clear idea of what you're up to. You have to live there Monday through Friday. They they inspect your bunk. If it's not made up right and you can't bounce a quarter, they tear it up. They have junk on the bunk inspections. They have uniform inspections. These guys have got shaved heads. You got to stand at attention. They literally have drill, and it's long. And that's the thing, too. It's about 6 months. And their goal here is to bring people in who are generally in their early 20s to mid-20s at the latest, and a few retired military enlisted. And what they want to do is form you to do things their way. And their way is pretty much, they'd write your own mother for going 5 miles over the limit. I mean, that's, it is what it is. I mean, that's the kind of mentality that these agencies have. And if this is something that, you like, that's good. They will try to run you off. They don't care. They'll run you off because it's a self-contained academy. And, and they're the drill instructors. And, if you're willing to quit or if they can't make it so hard that everyone's going to go. Because, again, you don't have to have a lot of education to get into these. You do have to pass a written test. You have to pass a PT test. And here you can fail a PT. I mean, they'll run you ragged if you just, you don't keep doing this from crack of dawn to lights out. Every minute of your day is scheduled. You eat in their cafeteria. I do think they let you go home on most state police academies from Friday night to Sunday night, I believe. So, but this is the least user-friendly. So the purpose of that was to give you an idea of the different types of state and local academies, because before I can compare them to federal, we have to know what we're speaking of. And again, many of you are state and locals or will be state and locals before. And I was a state and local before I became a federal agent. So it's not uncommon. And but there are huge differences in state and local academies. So hopefully this last video has been somewhat enlightening. My next one is going to be, I'm going to start off with the federal police agencies. And then I'm going to work my way up to the, some of the uniform like the Border Patrol. And then we're going to talk about the criminal investigator agencies, which are nothing like police academies at all, really, because, they're two totally different jobs, okay? So hopefully this has been enlightening. Again, many of you will start your careers as police officers, and you don't start your career as a detective on a local police department because they hire you as a cop, which is good. It was a great experience going through the local academy, and I would have stayed there if the DEA hadn't hired me. So hopefully it's been helpful. The next one will be on how these compare and contrast to federal. Okay, thank you.